November 12th, 2020, 5:09 p.m. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Brogan. Commissioner McQueen.
Here.
Commissioner Sherman.
Here.
Commissioner Treach.
Here.
Commissioner Walker.
Here.
Attorney Linda Meyer.
Here.
And also present, Chief of Police James Eisen. And I am the recording secretary, Lori Garrigus.
Okay.
Thank you.
Has everyone had a chance to read over the meeting minutes from October 8th?
Yes.
Are there any questions?
Yes. Well, there's one correction that the minutes from September 10, 2020 were approved and not August.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And that the September minutes were approved with the change that in item 9 of the September minutes, Commissioner Walker moved to approve the contract and not the claims, because the claims had already been approved.
Okay. Oh yeah, I had changed that, and I don't know. She did not send a copy after Mike and I went in and sent. So I'll double check to be sure that that was corrected.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Other than that, is there a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll
I
move
make
that.
a motion to approve the minutes.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
I couldn't hear anybody. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Okay. Old business. We'll wait till we get to the chief to talk about hiring process. New business, I know of none. Business from the floor, nobody else has signed in. Announcement from the attorney.
None.
Okay. Chief up.
Okay, the long-awaited request. I am requesting to begin accepting pre-applications for the lateral transfer process. I would like to start that on December the 1st and accepting applications on December 31st. Well, December 31st would be the last day to apply. And then conduct the physical agility test on Saturday, January 16th, at which time those who pass will be given the there's a lot of feedback. I'm not sure where that's coming from.
Yeah, I'm not sure if everybody can mute when somebody's talking because. Okay, so you said applications from 12/1 to 12/31 with the agility test on January 16th.
Yes. And then, let's see. And then I believe we will have to set up a executive session with IPSP.
I already have. I'll get to that.
Okay.
Is this just for lateral transfers?
Yes.
Okay. Now I know before, refresh my memory. Have we always done 60 days for the others, Linda, or have we been able to do just 30?
We used to do 60 because the notice had to go in the newspapers and it just took longer to get the notice out and to get the applications back in. I believe, and I'll have to go back and check my notes, but I believe there was a time period where it was done. It's been done in 30, notice was 30 days.
Okay.
I think Chief Lout, when you all tried to start the hiring process at the beginning of last year, I think I'll have to again check notes. I think it was for a 60-day period. It might have been 30.
I'm just wondering, since this is laterals and we really need to write up procedures and stuff, if we couldn't do 30 on the laterals.
I don't see, I mean, I think you can make it any number that you want.
Okay.
Like I said, we always just had more time before because it used to be done by mail and not online.
Well, that's true. Okay. Okay. Now I had that IPSP was going to give the written test on January 30th. Is that still the date, Chief?
No, I think the last we spoke, they needed to change that to February the 13th. Now, that doesn't mean that it hasn't changed since, I don't know when you spoke to Lindsay, I'm assuming, but she told me that they had another test. I want to say maybe for the state police, the weekend of the 30th. Oh, no, the 30th, I will be gone. I will be in Cancun. And then the following weekend, they had the state police exams. So we had to move it to the 13th.
Okay, well, she has not gotten to me because I had her last email indicated January 30th with the interviews, which I had checked with everybody, February 8th to the 13th. I have scheduled her for executive meeting on December 10th after our regular meeting to pick questions.
She can, I would actually prefer the 30th. I don't need to be here for that. I can have other members of the command staff kind of check in with her, and she monitors the entire thing. Typically, we just have someone meet her to let her in and help her set up chairs and then lock up. So okay. I definitely don't need to be here for that. So the January 30th date is fine if they are available for it.
Okay. Do you want me to check with her tomorrow, or are you going to, or?
I can.
Okay. Yeah, I knew we were just trying to get this going. I assume, and maybe I shouldn't assume, but when you post on the website that we're taking these applications for laterals, will you give them the January 16th date and then the written test date so they're aware of that when they apply?
I don't see why we couldn't. I have never been involved in the pre-application process. I will tell you that I have a meeting set up on Monday with our HR director and Molly Lout, who has always handled the pre-apps.
Okay.
So we're going to hash all of that out, and that will be one of the questions that I ask.
I'm just thinking, I mean, we're trying to move pretty quick, and if, I just don't want to see people apply, the end of December and then realize that they're not available for those dates.
Yes, I don't see why we couldn't.
If we had them on there, then it would give them an opportunity to check a calendar or whatever. Okay.
Wendy, I'm looking at the existing rules and procedures under Roman numeral 1A, and it says completed applications will be accepted during a specified 60-day period at the discretion of the commission. And it's to be determined and publicized by the commission in order to have a certified applicant eligibility list by January 1st of the following year. So this says a specified 60-day, but then it says at the discretion of the commission. I would interpret that to mean the commission has the discretion to determine when that 60-day period would be.
Okay.
But then there's also underneath that says at the discretion of the commission, may decide to receive applications whenever necessary to meet the needs of the department. And the commission shall take the necessary action to appropriately publicize the dates for acceptance to the news media in order to inform the community. So those are two different clauses under the application process. So I think it could be argued that you could take applications at the discretion whenever it's necessary to meet it. I mean, this doesn't say that that has to be a 60-day period. And I'm not sure what. Martha, jump in here. You're the other legal beagle here. Do you have the rules and procedures in front of you?
Unmute, Martha.
You're on mute.
No, I don't have them in front of me, but I think when you mentioned the part about we can accept applications when necessary to meet the needs of the department, I think that satisfies.
I would interpret it that way. I don't know who's going to complain or challenge this, because it's now become necessary to meet the needs. So I believe you could say, okay, we are now receiving applications.
Well, I mean,
but this will need to be changed if you want to take out that specific 60-day period of time. And if you've got to rewrite it anyway to allow for laterals. So that might be something you'll need to address as well.
Okay. I don't have a problem with the 30 days. If we really want to get it rolling, that doesn't mean, I mean, I hate to do this, Chief, but that doesn't mean come March or April, we can't do it again.
Right.
Right.
We want to get it going now to try and fill our immediate needs. So.
Well, we've had so many inquiries on this. I think we're probably going to get more than we want.
Okay. All right. Well, if you'll check then with Lindsay and see if January 30th, and like I said, I had told, because I thought we were going to be interviewing in February, I didn't want to cut her short. So I had set up with her December 10th after our regular meeting. We are going to do that on IPSP platform. That's ours, since it's an executive meeting. And Lori, no, we don't have a secretary. We don't take minutes for that meeting. And then, because as I understand it, I mean, there is somebody from IT on here. So we want to be on the IPSP platform when we go through the question selection. Everybody agree with that?
Yes.
Okay.
And we'll have to give the appropriate notice of that executive session.
Right, we will. Okay. Well, and Chief, if you can verify with Lindsay, and then I will, I mean, I guess at this point, I still funnel everything through Misty, and she knows how to send out appropriate notices, or she can teach Lori or what.
Okay.
Okay.
And I wanted to let you guys know, I'll send you a copy of it. We've got a few tweaks to make, but Misty made a really nice recruitment flyer for this. I was really impressed with her work on that. And that is what we're going to push out on social media and pass out at like the IUPUI criminal justice classes and stuff like that.
When did you say the executive session is?
Next month's meeting.
Oh, okay.
After
Is it after the meeting then?
Yeah,
Okay.
we've gotten pretty good at it. It shouldn't take too long, I wouldn't think.
Mhm.
Okay.
Also, just to let you know, considering you guys approved this tonight, probably early next week, we will push the information out, social media and on our website, that we will be accepting the pre-apps.
Okay.
Do we need a motion on this?
Well, yeah, did you have anything else you wanted to add on that or?
No.
Chief, okay. Yeah, I guess, I need a motion then to allow the chief to send out, information and then offer pre-app from December 1st through December 31st.
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Joy, you're muted.
I said aye.
Okay, thanks. Okay. So you're good to go. Okay. Anything else, Chief?
That's all I have.
Okay. I guess we need a committee to write rules and procedures for the laterals. Do we add that, Linda, into our existing?
Are you talking about to rewrite your rules and procedures? Is that it?
Right.
Okay. And what do you mean, add it to our existing? You know what we've got already?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, you will need to decide how you want to amend it. And there was another, and then you have to publish the changes. Let me see, that's, you have to provide public notice. This is under rule and procedure number 9. 10 days prior to a public hearing. And then at that public hearing, you would consider the adoption of the new rules and procedures.
Okay, now can we go ahead with this process even if we don't have those rules and procedures?
What do you mean if you don't, are you talking about if you don't have the ordinance or what if you don't have them?
Well, it wouldn't really be an ordinance. It would just be our own rules and procedures.
Yes, you've got to add a new section in here talking about the hiring. And I suppose you could put that under rule and procedure number 1, which is the hiring process. And then you'll need to add the language that matches the new ordinance language.
Okay, I guess my question right now though is, we've already given him permission to start this procedure. But we don't really have anything written.
Well, that's true.
I'm just wondering if we can go forward with the process if we don't have the specific rule and procedure written up.
I have a question. What?
Wait a minute, Mike.
I'm
Tom's
sorry.
talking. We're having trouble hearing you, Tom.
If we're not starting to move until January, if we were to put the notification in before the December meeting and vote on it in December, wouldn't that be in place by January 1st when we start taking the applications?
Well, we already approved for him to take applications December 1st through the end of the year.
Sorry,
Go ahead.
I think I lost something there.
Okay. Go ahead, Mike. Unmute, Mike.
Okay. What do you want me to say?
Now you're muted.
Wendy, what kind of committee you think about organizing? You want to keep me and Mike in the same committee? I would like to have some input from Linda. I did get some ideas from the chief that I'd like to make sure that we put in writing. And while I have the floor, if you don't mind me asking, Chief, we said something about how many years of experience or that we were gonna hire somebody in? Remember we talked about, we were worried about retirement?
Yeah, so the guidance that I got from other chiefs that are doing this is not to put anything in the rules and regs or into the merit rules, but keep it as a case-by-case decision, because if you put, typically, I think the common magic number is 10 years, because then other than a medical retirement or them leaving prior to being able to get a retirement, you're going to get 10 years out of them. And that's sort of my thought. However, there could be circumstances in which you might make an exception to that if someone has a specific specialized training that would benefit our department. I think we can justify not advancing someone because of the number of years of service they have without having it in a rule, because if we do that, it may limit us to not be able to accept someone that would be very beneficial for us. Typically, my recommendation is going to be 10 years, because I would like to get 10 years out of them, but that's going to depend upon how all you feel.
Okay, I'm sorry to hijack the story because we were talking about something else, but I wanted to get that clarified early. I turn it back to you, Wendy. What do you think about the committee? What are you thinking?
I mean, I'm okay with that unless somebody else wants to hop on board.
I kind of feel like Mike, I got drafted. Mike, are you happy on being a committee? Put a little pressure on here.
Yes, I'm okay with that.
Does anybody else want to be on it?
Tom, are you talking about a committee to amend the rules and procedure? Is that what you're saying? Okay.
Yeah, I think we had to put something together, then give it to you. And
Okay.
And then if we were to get this done in the next 2 weeks, then we would have the 10 days notice prior to the September meeting. Vote on it, and then it would only be legal by January. Does that timeline make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
But this doesn't have to go to the council, right? This is just our document.
That's correct. It just has to have a public hearing on any changes, and you have to post a notice 10 days prior to the hearing. And it does refer to the ordinance 93-3. So there's something in the existing ordinance already that should say that.
Okay. I don't see, well, let's see, what's today's the 14th?
Next meeting on December the 10th, but we had everything done by December 1st. We turned it in. Then we can proceed on it.
I have trouble hearing you still. Okay. Well, that's going to change our pre-application dates then. We don't need to do it to December.
Chief, do you know, has the new ordinance been written and drafted and made available? Because you remember, I think the retirement age had been changed. There were some changes where the law had changed that were going to have to be made. And then there was also the section for laterals was going to be included. I've never received a copy of that ordinance, so I'm not sure how it reads.
No.
But I'm looking at the existing ordinance, section 1421 C and F, and it also requires the 10-day notice before a public hearing that the commission just publishes this. So, and then there's a code side of how it's to be published. And it has to state the time and place of the hearing and a brief description of the subject matter of the proposed rule and procedure. One copy has to be placed on file in the clerk treasurer, and the chief has to post a copy throughout the police station. And then at the hearing, any person present or can be afforded the opportunity to be considered in making its final decision. Do you see that?
Yeah, I don't have that particular article in front of me. I've got the actual merit ordinance.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at, Chief. If you look at section 1421, and on my copy, it's on page 4. And you start at subsection C. And so there's C, D, E, and F.
You must be looking at two different ordinances.
Are you looking at 93.3?
No, I'm looking at the merit system for the police department, Article 12, Sketch 375 through.
Are you looking? You might be looking at the code. Are you looking at the Greenwood Code?
Yes.
Okay, I'm looking at the city ordinance.
Okay.
Yeah, I can tell you the minutes from the council of October 19th. It was a second reading for ordinance 20-38, which is merit system for the police department to increase maximum age for hire and allow lateral transfer. And it passed a second reading, but I don't have.
No, I have not received a copy. My guess is it has not been drafted yet.
Well, I don't know if we need to wait until it's drafted. And Martha, you're mute.
I just saw that 20-38, which addresses the police merit board, was passed on October 19th.
Well, I saw that too, but I don't know. I mean, I don't have any information whether they made any changes or if it, I assume it went through changing the age from 36 to 40. That's the copy of the ordinance that I have.
Yes, it does refer to increasing the age to 40.
I have not received a copy or notice that it has been put into writing yet. I'm looking on the website and it hasn't been updated on the website. However, I'm not an attorney, but the fact that they approved it, I don't know that that slows us down in that category. And what I'm wondering is, being that we're not taking any steps other than pre-application until January the 16th, where we start the physical agility test, would we have to have the new rules in place prior to accepting pre-app? That's $1 million question.
What exactly is it you're wanting to post, Chief?
Well, just the Greenwood Police Department's accepting pre-applications. The qualifiers to apply, which would be previous law enforcement experience of 1 year and completion of the law enforcement academy. And, what we would do is compile a list of everyone who applies online, issue physical agility date. Once they pass the physical agility test, they'd be handed a paper application. So that's as far as we would be going to that point.
Well, that would give us December and the January meeting, I guess, before the agility test actually takes place.
Can you call it screening? We're going to start screening. I mean, I think that's what you're going to do. You're going to screen, and then the people that pass the agility, then they would submit an application. Is that correct?
Yes, I can call it whatever I need to call it, but I think that's going to cause confusion because typically the way this is it's a pre-application, so I think it may confuse those who are applying exactly what.
We call it a fitness screening rather than an agility test. No.
Well, it's their online intent to apply that the paperwork that they're going to fill out or the information they're going to supply online, requesting to be a part of the process that we're considering a pre-application. So it's not the application, it's just letting us know how many people we're going to have before they show up and plan for it.
Well, I guess I understand what you're saying. And our rules and procedure and our ordinance call for applications. And what you're trying to do is pre-screen and do agility. And then the ones that make the cut, they get to apply.
Yes.
So ultimately, the city of Greenwood is going to be responsible for any problem if the language creates a controversy. So I would suggest check with Shauna and see how she wants this titled so that it's not an actual application, but perhaps is a pre-screening process to be considered.
How about intent to apply?
Yeah.
I think we can. Yeah, I think we can reword it. I mean,
Right.
Okay.
I don't think, because
It's semantics, but we're trying to avoid
right
violating the ordinance and our rules and procedures by saying we're taking applications when our rules and procedures have not been amended yet.
For all practical purposes, they are not given the actual application after completing and passing the physical agility test. So that's where it would start. This is pre-screening, and it's given us an idea of what to prepare for and how many people we're going to need. We're going to be running through.
And that's what you can call it, a pre-screening letter of interest, I guess.
Okay.
Or notice of interest to be considered as a lateral hire. Sort of like a letter of intent. It's not really official.
Right.
Well,
basically what we're going to be doing is making sure that they have the requirements necessary, that they have had the academy and who they are for, and then giving them the dates to show up for the pre-cap or the physical agility.
And then Mike, you and Tom, go ahead and fix the language that you're thinking of for the amendments to the rules of procedures and forward that to me. And then, yeah, we'll be ready to review that. Are you saying you want to review it at the December meeting, or you want to actually have a public notice issued for the December meeting?
Well, I don't know that we can get it done by the December meeting.
I don't either.
I mean, we can always have a special session, I guess. As soon as it is completed, it would last, what, a whole 5 minutes?
Yeah. So, Chief, you're going to be taking these pre-screen letters of interest. That's our official working title. Until when?
The last day will be December 31st.
Okay, so that does give a lot of wiggle room. You'll have the changes in place at that time, and then after the pre-screen, then Chief can tell them, okay, send some kind of notice that you're in, now fill out the application.
Right, which is what we've always done after the.
Yes, yes.
So that, like I said, that would give us any time in December.
That's right.
If not by the regular meeting, the 10th. Do a special session, or we could, I mean, it'd be precedent to do it January, but if we did, the meeting would be before the 16th of January, so I think we'd be covered on that, if I'm understanding it right.
I think, yes. All you all need is a 10-day notice.
Okay.
And then that can be sent out, you know, like the, like Misty sends out notices to the media that has requested notice of meetings and executive sessions. She can distribute that. And so it will have been noticed by you, and the chief can post notice at the police department.
Okay. And then, like I said, she can send out a notice of if we're not doing it at a regular meeting, we can hold a special session. And
Yes.
She sends the same appropriate notices out for that as well. So
Correct.
okay, you boys need to get on this thing.
All right, make sure I understand it. So I'll talk to Mike later, and I'll talk to you later. But all right, so we're just going to kind of give you our formal things in December. We discussed it, and the vote. Then we make it public, and then put it on, vote on it in January. Is that the timeline?
I'd say work on it as soon as you can, because
I agree with you there.
if you can get it done in the next couple of weeks or whatever, then we might be, I mean,
Okay,
it'll be tough to get it on before the December.
Well, there's not a lot of rewriting to do, is there? I mean, I don't think there's a lot of things.
No.
No, that's what I thought.
You'll need to add a section in Rule of Procedure number 1, which is the applicant qualification hiring process. And you'll have to change that age, because right now it just says you must be at least 21 years of age. It doesn't really have a cap on the age, so whatever the ordinance says on that would be appropriate.
Well, now, for the purpose of the lateral, that age, 40 age limit may not apply to all applicants. They are currently in PERF. It wouldn't matter how old they are, because they've already been accepted to PERF. Now, if they're coming from a sheriff's department or a private police department, like a college campus, then they would have to go through the PERF, and that would apply to them. But if they're coming from, let's say, IMPD, there would be no age limit for them.
So they can be younger than 21?
No, they can't be younger than 21, but they can be older than 40.
That's what I'm saying. The way it reads now is that they must be at least 21.
Yes, correct.
Okay. So that still stays.
Yeah.
All right.
And I just understand I think you might have flipped it, said it, they have to be at over 40, and they have to be at 40.
No. If they're coming, because of this is a lateral process, if they're coming from an agency that is already enrolled in PERF,
Yeah.
then there is no age limit because they were accepted, their PERF continues.
That age limit's just a perf issue anyway. I mean,
That's right.
Yeah. Now, if we were not doing a lateral, yes, it would be, that would come into play.
Okay.
So include language, Tom, that indicates that the lateral transfers have to be at least 21 years of age. And then I guess don't reference any top age, that they can't be over a certain age.
Can I make a recommendation on that, Linda?
Sure, go ahead.
It might be better to list a maximum age with the caveat in there that a maximum age of 40 and already accepted as a member of PERF.
Okay.
Because it will come into play in situations, like I say, if they're coming from the sheriff's department, because they are not in the PERF pension. And they would not be accepted by PERF if they're older than 40.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Chief. I was not aware of that with the sheriff. Is it the way it reads? Is that it's at least 21, but not have reached their 40th birthday, or what actually is the PERF requirement on that?
Yes, at the time they are hired, they cannot have reached their 40th birthday. So by the date of hire.
Okay.
Chief, is there still a requirement that the applicants must reside within Johnson County and within 15 minutes of the boundaries of the city of Greenwood?
No, and that's the first that I've ever heard of that. Where do you see that?
Well, that's in the rules and procedures, and it's under residence requirement. It says within 90 days after appointment to the department, each applicant must reside within Johnson County and must reside within 15 miles of the corporate boundaries of the city of Greenwood, must have adequate means of transportation to the city, and must maintain resident telephone service with the city. That's rule and procedure number 1, Roman numeral 4.
No, we have not operated under that in a long time. We have guys that live in adjoining counties, guys and gals. We have several that live in Marion County.
Well, that's what I thought. So,
yeah,
Tom and Mike, you might want to
we're actually in the process of rewriting all of our policies with Lexapol, and that is going to be a new policy created, limiting them to one county out.
Okay.
I've actually had a request in the past month. An officer wants to move to Carmel, and I had one that wanted to move to North Vernon at one point.
Oh my gosh.
No, not happening. But one county out, I don't have a problem with.
Wow.
Okay, so are we clear on what's going to happen now?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Am I working with Tom's mic on this?
I'm still on. Yeah.
Okay.
I would appreciate it if you would, Jimmy.
Yes, I'd like to. And I don't think there's a lot of changes that have to be made.
I don't either.
And Linda, I do have one question for you. What we're making with these rules, this only applies to the lateral process, right? Not when we go back to doing a regular hiring process.
That's my understanding, yes.
Okay. And I have one more thing to share. I know I'm being long-winded, but I want to let you guys know we are it's by our website and Facebook page having quite a bout with COVID right now within the department. I've got 12 sworn officers out right now. It really went through one division pretty bad. Everyone is, for the most part, doing okay. We have no critical illnesses, but we have closed our lobby down for an undetermined amount of time until we kind of get it. So records services as far as in-person record requests, gun permits, fingerprinting, that type of thing is all on hold for the time being. Court has also shut down.
The court has?
Yeah, Greenwood City Court. They're having, they're going to do a few sessions in the month of December, I believe for their drug court and veterans court, but they're really limiting who they're going to be seeing, even probation wise. To try to knock this out. They have a lot of employees fall ill to it also. Seems that it really is it just spreads like wildfire. We've seen it in the past 7 to 10 days here, where anyone who's been around a person who's tested positive has gotten it.
Okay, let's see. Anybody have any questions or anything before we move on as far as writing up this lateral policy or rule and regulation? Okay. Okay, do we have any claims, Lori? You need to unmute.
Yep. So I have a claim in the amount of $333 for Attorney Myers' services for the month of October, and approval for November per diems for the commissioners.
Okay, do I hear a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, now Lori, we always made arrangements with Misty to come sign those per diems.
Okay.
Are you gonna, or who, do we just go, well,
Well,
we can't even get in the police department, can we?
no, the city center is actually shut down. But if you call me, what I've been doing for other board members right now is I've been doing curb service for them and running out a clipboard and having them sign it and come back in.
Okay,
So,
but you're at the city center, not
yes,
just, okay.
that's correct.
Okay, so everybody hear that?
Yes.
I'll get a hold of Lori then. I don't know if they all have your phone, what phone
Well,
number to call?
Would everyone like me to send out an email tomorrow with my contact information, and then everyone can kind of set up a time?
Sure,
That'd be great.
That's great.
Perfect.
Okay.
Do that.
Misty always did the minutes too.
Okay.
Well, okay. Let me think about this. We
Oh,
need
to sign the minutes.
we
from the
need to
last
make
one.
the correction, yeah, on last month's.
Okay.
If you don't have them, that's okay.
I don't know if I do. I don't think I do.
Okay. We'll hold off.
Okay.
They can be signed. I mean, we went 4 or 5 months without a meeting at all, so they didn't get signed, so. Okay, any comment? Oh, yeah, okay. Any comments from commission members? Okay, I have one. Today at 8:30, a Greenwood police officer knocked on my front door. I have my brother's car parked in front of my house. You all know he died unexpectedly. The car's been sitting there since October 30th. Apparently, one of my neighbors has called because there's a strange car sitting out in front of my house. Now it's been there 2 weeks. I don't know why it's bothered him now. But anyway, I would just like to say it was Patrick Hersman that came to the door. Very professional, very polite. He offered his condolences a couple times. I explained to him the situation. We had taken the plate off because I'm giving the car to a friend of my brother's. And he was supposed to be coming today to get the car. So I explained to him the situation. He said he'd make note of it. But I just wanted to let you know that he was very professional, very polite, very nice. We have the gentleman, of course, wanted to come while I'm in the meeting. So we have put the plate back on the car until he comes tomorrow. So hopefully, you know, I'm not sure which of my lovely neighbors called it in, and that's okay. But I just think it's kind of funny that it sat there for 2 weeks.
As soon as you said Patrick Hersman, I knew it was going to be a compliment.
Really? Okay. Very, very nice young man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really impressed with him. So I just want to throw that out there. And if you have an opportunity to mention it to him,
I will.
Yeah.
I got one thing to say too, Wendy. I don't know if you guys noticed, but they did reduce our stipend back to the old original price, mainly to bring it in line with all the other committees and commissions. So I don't think it's going to make a difference for any of us.
I went back through my notes because I couldn't remember when it was, but I thought it was Misty, not Janice, who came one meeting and said that they were raised to come in a line with the other board members. We never asked for that stipend to be changed.
No.
She came and told us that it had been changed. So
No.
I don't know. I mean, I figured we were the lowest paid board, but maybe Lori knows our stipend's $70 a meeting, and they had raised.
It should be 75 a meeting.
What?
It should be 75 a meeting.
It's 70.
Okay.
They raised us to 105. I don't know whether it meant to be just raised to 75 and somehow, I don't know, but we didn't ask for any.
No, it was,
increase.
I think it was said in a meeting that we had that it was being raised to 105. Because I was shocked. I was.
Yeah, I was
But
too.
it was in a meeting that it was raised to 105.
I tried to kind of go through some of the minutes, but I'll tell you this last month has been not good for me. So I didn't spend a lot of time on it.
Yeah, I think
So.
it was Misty that said that in one of the meetings.
I thought it was Misty as well.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
And I wasn't sure. I don't recall if she said who informed her that it had been, I just don't remember. But anyway.
That was before my time. I
Oh, yeah.
don't
So
know.
whatever it is, it is. I think we all know we're not doing this for the money. So anybody else comments? If not, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, we are adjourned.
Bye, guys.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Okay.
Be safe.
Your brother, Wendy.
Bye.